All right now. Hey. What's going on tonight in Sacramento? Welcome to another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I'm your host, Tony Ray Harvey. And let's get right on into it. First of all, peace in. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Okay, well, the Sacramento Kings, they lost tonight. They lost 143-120. OG Anunoby had 33 points. Mikal Bridges had 27 points. And Jalen Brunson added 25 points and 11 assists. And the New York Knicks 143-120 drubbing of the Sacramento Kings on January 25th at Madison Square Garden. Josh Hart recorded a triple-double in the version of 20 points, 18 rebounds, 11 assists for the Knicks, who improved to 30-16 on the season, and they are now 15-8 at MSG, and they're the winner of the 5 of their last 7 games. Karl-Anthony Town, he had 18 points and 15 rebounds to round out the starting 5, scoring in double digits. So that means all 5 starters had 18 or more points in this victory in New York. So let's move forward over here. Malik Monk had 31 points, 9 assists. And Domantas Sabonis, he had a triple-double, 25 points, 13 rebounds, 12 assists for the Kings, who fall to 23 and 22 on the season. And they are now 10-10 on the road. DeMar DeRozan had 18 points, and De'Aaron Foxx contributed 14 points in the loss. Now, Doug Christie is 2-4 on the road right now. All 4 of his losses right now are on the road. All 4 of his losses are on the road. He has yet to lose a game at Golden One Center. Now, seems like the Kings are reverting back to their old ways, and in some areas of capacity, I can see why. They're not getting much from the bench. They're really not. I mean, of course, Keon is coming off. He's doing his thing. He's always going to be doing his thing. What did he do? He had 2 points. He was 2 for 4 from the field, 6 points. So both of those were 3-pointers. He played 17 minutes. Trey Lyles played 13 minutes. He was 2 for 7 shooting from the field. He missed both his 3-pointers, made both of his free throws, and he finished with 6 points. Devin Carter, he only played 7 minutes. He had 4 points. Kevin Huerter, I don't even know if he played in the first half. There was no sighting there, but he did get in 9 minutes and 42 seconds, almost 10 minutes, but a lot of that was garbage time. So he played, I would say, 6 regular minutes. And then the last 3 minutes when Doug and Thibodeau for the New York Knicks, the head coach for the New York Knicks, they kind of cleared their benches because the game was pretty much out of reach in those last 3 minutes. The Kings just not getting much from their bench. And that zooms it up to this. And thank goodness, it wasn't a tight game. Although, of course, we want to see the Sacramento Kings win these type of games. All 5 starters played at least 33 or more minutes. 34 or more minutes. Malik Monk, 33 minutes, 58 seconds. De'Aaron Foxx, he played 34 minutes. Domantas, he played 34 minutes. Keegan played 39 minutes. He was 5 for 11 from the shooting from the field, 2 of 7 beyond the arc. And he ends up with 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Had a pretty good night in those 39 minutes, but still, that's too many minutes. DeMar, he played 35 minutes. So if you would add 3 more minutes on that, if it was a tight race, each of these starters would have been easily around the 37, 38 range, except for Keegan. He probably would have went over 40 minutes. As did De'Aaron Foxx last night when, as he did, last night, I'm sorry, I keep saying, the other night in that loss in Denver. He played 40 minutes. So I hope it doesn't continue to be a trend, but that's really basically all there is. And the reason why I say that, because when they play these high minutes, it does affect what they do on the defensive end. It really does. They didn't look that good on defense, okay, because they got down by 18 points in the second quarter. Okay. Came back, they fought back a couple times. One time they got within 2 points, but they couldn't get past that. The second half, I think they cut it to down 3 points, but New York took off again, started rallying again. And it was basically all because of OG Anunoby. He had a great night tonight with those 33 points. And Josh Hart, it was just too much heart tonight. Too much heart. I'll repeat it again. 20 points, 18 rebounds, and 11 assists. He had 2 block shots himself. And he did that in 39 minutes. So he played 39 minutes. So, and then on from there, Karl-Anthony Town, we did mention that. Mikal Bridges, we did mention that. Jalen Brunson, he had 25 points and 11 assists for the Knicks. And that is the way it goes. So the Kings will play the Brooklyn Nets on January 27th. So they will be staying in New York, hopefully in an area where they are. They got a little rest for another 48 hours. They don't have to board a plane, fly in late at night, get into their hotel in the wee hours, anything like that. They could just stay right there and relax. And hopefully they can go back and look at this particular game and see all the things that where they went wrong at. They really do have to stop, really have to improve on those starts. And I thought, it's still work in progress, with the Kings and Doug Christie at the helm. I thought that, they would respond to that, at least on the road, after what happened in Denver, because the same thing happened. They fell behind by 25 points. But now they're reverting back to those old ways, and that has to be fixed. You cannot start off this way, especially to a team like that has super improved since they made that trade to get Karl-Anthony Town in exchange for old boy in Minnesota right now. Julius Randle. Thank you. I'm getting there. This team has really improved. They're a force out there in the East. And the East is pretty tough, too. We always talk about the Western Conference, but there's a lot of activities going on out there in the East because it still hasn't been settled. We know Cleveland been, rocking and rolling ever since the season started. Milwaukee, they've been catching their footing as of late. They're zooming up the charts. And then we have this team right here that's playing really good basketball. But you just can't get into these type of ruts, falling behind like that. And and the defense has to be on. The defense has to be on. Because obviously this was a physical game. This is a physical team. Every player out there plays physical. Even the 6'4" Josh Hart. They love banging bodies and stuff like that. That's what they do. And there was a lot of that. And there was a lot of no calls, which I can understand because it was happening both ways. But you just can't fall behind in points to a team like the New York Knicks. So the Kings, they trailed by 19 points midway through the second quarter, but they rallied back to cut the lead 69-67 on the basket by Sabonis. The Knicks led 72-67 at halftime. Anunoby had 20 points in the first half of action. He made 7 to 10 shots from the field, 2 beyond the arc. The Kings were down by 10 points early in the third quarter, but they came back. They cut the lead 95-92 on a three-pointer by Keon Ellis. The Knicks ended the frame 111-100, so they zoomed back up there. That was the end of the third quarter. Brunson had made a basket at the 4:59 mark of the fourth quarter, and that gave the Knicks a 135-113 edge. The game was basically over at that time. Because the Knicks, they ranked number 2 in the NBA in the offensive rating at 118.9. But they had 143 points tonight. tonight. They also had 61 rebounds. I also want to remind you about that. 17 of those were offensive boards. 7 of those went to who else? The guy who had 18 rebounds, Josh Hart. Okay, so the Kings are now 8-7 against Eastern Conference teams. They're 4-3 on the road. To go along with their 500 record on the road. So that's what's happening right there. I already mentioned about the 61 total rebounds and Josh. Now, the New York, in the association, they're ranked number 6 in rebounding, 51.4. 51.4. So it's extremely, man, it was a tough battle as far as, getting on those boards. But I still think this was part of, falling behind the way they did and the defense. Which the Kings been playing pretty good defense up until this point, except for this game. Okay, Malik Monk, he made 9 of 15 shots from the floor, 3 of 5 in three-point territory for 23 points in the first half. He had a great first half. He only had 8 points in the second half, though. Okay, the Knicks, they made 17 of 36 shots from beyond the arc total, okay, for 47.2%. 4 players had 4 or more three-pointers. 4 or more three-pointers. And first half, Sabonis, he also had 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 turnovers. So with the triple-double included, he just recorded his 40th double-double of the year as of tonight. So the Kings, as I mentioned before, they will play the Brooklyn Nets on the 27th, and the Knicks, they will play Memphis Grizzlies on the same day. And that is the way it was. Not going to keep you guys too long tonight. We do have another game in 48 hours. Tomorrow, there's nothing but football action between 4 teams, and the 2 that merges as the winner will move on to the Super Bowl. So I'll be checking that out as well. So they're 0-2 on a 6-game road trip thus far. They're 0-2. They're down 0-2. I'm still expecting them to come back 3-3. There's still room for that. They got 4 games left, so they would basically have to go 3-1, or they can win all 4. I still think the Kings are, capable of winning in these next 4, especially starting with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, it's not going to go away. I know the trade deadline is coming up here, February 5th, February 6th. They need some bench help. They need other reserves who can come in there and get the job done. Because there's no way that these guys are going to continue to be playing that many minutes. It couldn't have happened under Mike Brown. He's long gone. This should not be happening under the interim leader, Doug Christie, as well. They have to get some help on that bench. And they have to be more consistent on the defensive end, which they have been playing defense, really, really well for the last 12, 13 games. No doubt about it. But you don't want to be the team to always have to fight back. Because you were fighting back. I was like, okay, at any point that you capture that lead, you're going to win. I'm talking about the Sacramento Kings. But that's just a lot of energy just being, I'm not saying being burnt for nothing. These guys are professional. They know what the deal is. But to get better outcomes, you just really have to start off, get better starts in these games. So that's just my commentary. And I do want to thank you again for stopping in. I don't care if it's 10, 20, 30 viewers at a time. I appreciate it. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button. I think I just hit 600. I'm trying to get to 1,000 before the season is over. Subscribers, same thing with these digital commentaries. I will be posting, media availability after practice and after the game, before and after the game. Same deal here. And plus, we'll be posting other things that are surrounding the Sacramento Kings and the sports in general. And I also want to mention again that I signed on to work with the Brown brothers, Marichelle and Rodney Brown. some famous entrepreneurs here in Sacramento who was in the hair care industry, let's say like that. But they are barbers, but they do it all. And they are businessmen, but helping them out, not exactly helping them out, but, collaborating with them to put on a sports talk show podcast, which I think is going to be absolutely dynamite, explosive. Not to say we're going to change the game or anything like that, but we will have different commentary, different conversations, at least how we operate and stuff. Because we don't want to be too Sacramento Kings centric. We want all the sports that take place around here in Sacramento, all of them. I don't care what it is, boxing, volleyball, tennis, golf, let's do it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to be diverse about it too as well. We're going to have speakers, of course. We're going to have guest speakers who's in the hair care industry, because that's what we're doing. We're trying to promote their business, okay? And what at least in the Black community, hair care has always been a staple of what we do. So now we're in a position to regain some of what we lost as far as hair care products, so we can start promoting it and selling it and marketing it the way we need to do it. So we don't have to go outside our communities to, I like to say, circulate the money, okay? Keep the money in the community so, we can keep growing in that aspect. So I'll be working with Marichelle and Rodney Brown on those aspects. We will be doing this weekly, every Monday, starting off with 30 minutes. Then we'll bump it up to 60 minutes as we go. I would like to keep you informed. The Heritage Sports Talk Show on YouTube and other platforms coming near you soon. Folks, thanks for stopping in for another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I'm the host, Tony Ray Harvey. I will be back here Monday after the Brooklyn Nets game. Hopefully the Sacramento Kings can get that victory to try to come home, on good footing. They won't be back in Sacramento until February 5th, where they play the Orlando Magic at Golden One Center. But right now, 4 more games on the road. Let's see how they do. I want to wish everybody well. Enjoy your Sunday in football or whatever you're doing with your family or with yourself. Appreciate you stopping in. I'm out of here. Peace.